the only badass novel bitches around. So.
Oh, there we go.
I'm good to go.
Then, when the music is broken off,
Yeah, you're supposed to there you go.
I'm so excited for this! Flower bookmarks. These are so pretty.
We all got different designs. Mine is bamboo with
that was an exciting
adventure.
Hi, thank you so much. We have Erica Bauermeister, who is guest author Kayla tonight. We need a lot of tan with us tonight, you guys. All Jess Lowry, right here with us tonight. Welcome, Asha. We're so excited. Guest author Hannah Wickens. We're so glad to have you back.
Thank you. This is one of my favorite book clubs in the universe, and I'm just so grateful to be with y'all.
Tonight we have guest author Gretchen Burke. Hey, bitches.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello. Hey, bitch.
We're going to add one more right now. Hang on just a second, and we'll get Jessica popped in here once she's ready. Welcome.
The controlling is so much different than being on a phone. When being on a phone.
What are you trying to look at?
I'm on my phone because the computer's being stupid.
Stupid computers. Stupid. All right. Welcome. Hi,
Hello.
Rebecca. All right, bitches. We are here for the finale of Bridgerton, The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. We finished this book this week. Most of us have now seen the show, or at least started the show, let alone, I don't know if everybody's completed it. But at least we've gotten a little taste of the Duke and Daphne. So we will hop into that in just a minute while everyone starts to pop on here. Teen, our incomparable, is here, our diamond. Jessica is getting settled here, trying to figure out her damn phone. So we'll see her pop off and on, I think.
me and Jessica both, because I would be pressing more buttons, but I'm scared.
That's okay. You can just stop pressing buttons. We know what'll happen if you continue.
Right? No, I'm not. If it's
Yeah.
red is dead. I know that.
Red is dead, yeah. We don't all need that mistake again. That's been a times. Oh my God, put these away. They're falling out. All right. So, how was everybody's week? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Drinking the tea from my box tonight.
Box tea.
The He Burns for You tea.
And does
Are
he
you feeling the
burn for
burning?
you?
It's like a passion fruit, orange.
Passion, burn.
Yeah. It's delicious.
All right.
That's good. Do you put anything in yours, or you just like brew it and suck it down?
I'm just brewing it and drinking it. Probably other people in the South would add like 2 tons of sugar to this, but that's not my jam. So.
All right.
All right.
It's not very southern of you.
Isn't it? Oh, the cup I'm drinking from, there's like an island in it.
What?
Like, there's an island in the cup. I can't tell.
You mean an
Like, no.
No, like an actual
It's
glass
embedded.
indent.
Nice.
Very cool.
I just realized
Happy
it right
Sunday,
now.
Mr. G.
You can't tell. I should
You
say.
can show us after you finish it. Rebecca.
Yeah, I should do that
Hey,
after I
what
scroll
did you get?
myself.
What did you get? Oh, lost her again. Welcome. Thanks, Glizzy.
I did celebrate my anniversary this week.
Me too.
Happy anniversary to you both. How many years?
Oh, you did 16?
Yeah, we did too.
Oh,
Ours is on Tuesday, but we celebrated this weekend.
Okay,
All
ours
right.
is Wednesday.
And how many years for both of you?
We're 8 years in.
8 years. Nice.
We were
job.
15. Crystal was the thing.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, they start getting real fancy.
Right? Yeah.
They
Ours
did.
is like ceramic copper this
Oh,
year.
so
That's not bad.
we did a one of those pottery things, I think, for ceramic pottery class.
Oh, you mean like a Patrick Swayze pottery class?
We
I
did.
hear
Well,
you. I get
Neither of us were behind each other. I think we had random people behind us.
What kind of ceramics class is this, ma'am?
That's like the perfect anniversary date. Wow.
Other people showing us how it's done.
Rebecca is battling round 2.
Oh, a Rona.
You know, for those who get it really bad, like you're just like you're fucked every time you get it. Honestly, it's like okay, it may not be as bad as the first time, but it's still horrible. Ugh.
I had a couple times and I got the body aches, and that was just like I just don't like my body being achy.
Fucking multiplayer ceramics, I'm done with you.
Oh my god, I forgot multiplayer. I love you, Rebecca. Oh Lord.
Hi Sherry, welcome. Welcome back from your vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did your anniversaries have a happy ending, or did the ceramics have a happy ending? You asked it.
I'll let Kate ask because I'm not sure who you're asking.
Were your ceramics with a happy? Yeah, were the ceramics with a happy ending?
We're always happy in the end.
We're always happy. I love it. All right, Jessica, I'm going to add you, but you keep popping out, girl. So,
there you are.
Howdy.
Just as mine's getting my computer up too.
There you go. All right.
This time.
You carry on.
We'll be here. We're not going anywhere.
No. Nobody's going anywhere. All right. So how was everyone else's week? We celebrated a couple of anniversaries. Anything else go on this week? Anybody out there besides Rebecca trying to die for the second time?
Hope you're getting better.
Yeah. I did not get sick this week. So yay.
I just stayed in the bath the whole time, trying to avoid life. Rebecca, just go in the bath and stay there until you're done. Be like
that. When I had it, both times I lived in the shower the whole time. That's all I could do. And she's back. Finally figured it out.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Hi, Regina. Welcome, babe.
God,
thanks for being with us, Rebecca.
Yeah, girl. Work on it. All right. I fucking hope so. I haven't slept in 4 days. Yeah, just give him the water. I literally lived in the shower for a week, twice now. So.
I don't know that I've ever had it. I've never tested positive for it. And like every time I even think I'm getting ill, I'm like, let me just get this.
Allie knew because my body was achy. I was like, this isn't.
Yes.
I went on a hike and I was like, I'm really achy. I didn't realize I was this out of shape.
Aww.
But it turned out I wasn't out of shape. So it was like a win.
Right?
A mind win. You know, like,
congratulations on getting your Rona and not being out of shape at your I didn't take a test, but it feels exactly the same. Yeah, sometimes you just know. This girl.
Yeah.
Her poor computer. Oh, no. Are we back to the phone? Back to the phone? You're going to give us whiplash.
Yeah, Rebecca's just like tag teaming. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, my computer decided to say, screw you, I'm starting.
Well, they always restart like right when you're about to do something. It's like, do you want to go now or later? And I'm like, later. Duh. And then
it didn't give me that warning. Blue screen, the blue screen.
Oh, well. Messed up my training schedule. Oh, no. You're running another marathon, girl.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
We'll just be stronger. That's all.
Now with Rona, you'll be walking that marathon. If you make it.
Oh.
Love the glass. What's inside, Jessica?
Wine.
What do you have?
Wine.
Wine. Is it red or white or pink or?
It's the pink Muscat.
Moscato. Very sweet. All right. Yeah, we all hope you feel better, babe. Okay. July and October.
Oh.
Yeah, you better get ready. Get ready. Get over it so you can, and then just don't get sick again. Like, stay away from your kids. It's always kids.
It's always kids. Little petri dishes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we finished our book this week. It came with extra epilogues. This is a read on, and so we did.
Yeah, did everybody's have the second epilogue?
Everyone
second-
has this copy.
There's two epilogues.
The digital version, I believe, does not have the
Yes,
second
it does.
epilogue.
Yes, it does.
The one from my library did.
There you go.
My
Well,
mom
at least
had
I
said
know
that it
the
didn't.
audiobook
That's the only
did.
reason.
Two epilogues? How does that work? Just
Yeah.
epilogue and epilogue?
She does not have the
Oh,
second.
there is a second epilogue.
Girl, you get a whole
It says the
extra-
second epilogue.
It does.
Dude,
Well,
okay,
golly.
first of all, the epilogue is 3 pages, right? And then your second epilogue is like, what? 10?
It's the
15?
same.
It's well, to be fair, after that, they add in information about each of the books. So it is more than that. You
Is
have
that
like
what that's for? Is that just to get you to read the next books?
No, so the second epilogues were written after the fact. And so there's a whole book of just all of the second epilogues for the whole series in a single book. I forget what it's called, but it says it in the Audible version.
Because
And then they
there,
decided to add it at the end of all of the newer prints.
yeah.
there are spoilers for other books in these second epilogues.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
God is wherever.
at the end of the book, it includes a meet the author, a behind the book, meet the Bridgerton family, and then a Bridgerton family tree. And so it's going to give away, if you read that, it's going to give away who ended up with whom, I think.
Right.
And what children they had. So you might not want to skip that far ahead if you plan to continue. But at the end, it tells you which book is about which kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was finishing here. Sorry.
So
Oh,
our
yeah.
little lady whistle downs here. So, all right, number one difference between the book and the film, I'm going to say it right now, is that we find out, or the TV show, is who Lady Whistledown is at the end of the TV show, and we do not at the end of this book. Cool.
No, the book is guessing.
What do you say?
I said the book leaves you guessing.
The book still leaves you guessing, and I'm not sure when.
In the
Team,
book?
do you remember in the book series, it's 5 before you find out? Okay. In book
So who
5, you
here-
find out who Lady
Who here
Whistledown is.
has read or watched the whole series? Has everybody watched it now? Or not the whole series, but at least season 1?
Season 1. Jessica, you watched season 1, yeah? It's just allergies. All right. First epilogue was great. Second was like a whole damn chapter. It was. You get like a lot extra. I liked that. That was kind of cool. There are more plot lines and character depth in the show.
Yeah.
And that is the other big one. There
But
is
I
a
don't
lot.
like that they revealed Lady Whistledown at the end of the first season. I feel like you really could have milked that.
They could have milked it.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I'm wondering why. What was behind that choice?
I'm wondering if they weren't sure if they were going to continue or how. Or maybe they didn't want to wait until story 5 to finally give away who she is. Maybe it was just
I think
connect more by knowing.
I would maybe I could be wrong with
Is it
this, but I
season
think
3, book 4?
Yes. So season 2 follows book
So that
2.
might be right.
Season 3 is going to follow book 4.
I'm wondering if like watching it, like it feels like it's drawn out more than when you're reading it. You could read faster than what you can watch. And so you can hold out longer. Could that be?
Well, I do know another difference between the book and the movie. The first child was a male in the series, but the first child in the book was a female.
No.
It's still Anthony.
No, the first daughter is the third born.
I'm talking about the Duke and Duchess's daughter and
Yeah,
son.
in the book it's 3 girls and then a boy
And
and
then
then
the
whatever the
boy.
next one is.
Right.
But in
Okay,
the
you're talking about when the
series-
Duke and Duchess have their baby girl.
Yeah,
How far
Got
are
me,
you?
yeah.
I've already made it all the way to the end of the first series and into the second season.
I like season 2 a lot. I'm gonna put it out there. It is so good. And Teen asked me earlier, I'm not sure which side I'm pointing to, if I liked Anthony as one of my favorite characters this season. Absolutely not.
Noticeably absent. I was like, oh, we have feelings.
I left a few characters out. I did. And I did put in my post, why some characters were picked specifically if I had like an extra reason. But Anthony sucked in book 1 and season 1. I hated him. And most of season 2, I hated him too. But he redeems himself. He does.
He does.
He's very frustrating. Very.
Well, I mean, think of how all that he had to take on, right?
I agree, and I mean, I think book 2, season 2 expands on that a lot, lot about it. But he has a giant.
I mean,
up his ass.
let's look at the Duke and everything that was put on the Duke's plate, and everything that all that's on his plate, and what was making him what he was becoming, right? Because of all this pressure and all this.
Yeah. So we do get a little bit more of that in season 2 for our shithead Anthony. But anyways, can we just? All right. I got to get to it before we carry on about next season.
Yeah.
Their casting choice for the Duke could not have been better. I'm mad at him for not coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I find no fault in the casting of this show.
Not
No.
one character could have been casted better. And I have never in my life felt that way.
No fault.
Ooh. Odin has a fever, isn't feeling well, so I'll be muted. We get it. We get it. You just pop in when you got to say something.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with the whole casting and everything. When I came across, before I knew anything about it, and I just saw the previews, I knew nothing about it. Honestly, I was like, what is this woke BS stuff? But they did it in such a fun way, and such a creative way. And it was such a imaginatory story where I did love exactly how it was portrayed.
Right.
Every character.
I agree. I think that they did well.
Because what I had to do was I had to take myself out of
Regency era.
Yes.
Yeah.
And made it an imaginative one.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I did that, because you can't think of it would never have been this way.
Yeah.
Take your brain out of that and just think of an imaginative fairy tale land.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Yeah, I agree. They only briefly mentioned in the show toward middle of this season. I think Lady Danbury is having a conversation about what things used to be like and how everything was separated and how it still isn't easy for them, and so they have to be more careful about the way that they are. And I think that was a really good way of bringing up those kinds of things. That
because when they have it this way, then it's when you have it this way, it's like, oh, everything's hunky dory. So yeah, they were able to touch in that way. But no, I every character, it is hard to think of them any other way reading it.
I agree to the point where, because I saw it first as I'm reading, and the Duke is a blonde hair, blue-eyed dude. I'm like, no, he isn't.
No, he's not.
No, he's
right
not.
out.
when every time you read his eyebrow, I just picture him and his eyebrow, looking
how
he looks.
He had that look down. I was over here like, I'm in trouble. Watching the show, I was like, I didn't say anything, but I feel like I'm in trouble. He is good. Didn't say shit. I was like, I will go put myself to bed, sir. All right.
I hope everybody made it.
No, you will not put yourself to bed. He will put you to bed.
He will. He will put you to bed. Oh.
I hope everybody made it to at least episode 6, because I feel like that's where the action.
That's where the meat
you know?
comes in. Yeah, it gets a little meaty at that point. Yeah, I think I went up to. So I had previously seen it all, and then this week I think I only got up to like the beginning of episode 7. So I didn't finish it, but I'm sure I didn't miss anything because I already watched. But yeah, Rebecca is not wrong. She was not described the same. Daphne was
Definitely was not.
very different. She didn't fit the chestnut look of the rest of the brothers and sisters in the family, but I ended up really liking her in the show. She's a good character, you know. She stands up for herself, and I think that the actress played her well.
Because I don't understand why they didn't make her hair brown. But
I mean, physically, she's not described physically, but I feel like she does portray the character very well. The demeanor, the sarcasm with the late, like she's such a lady with the sarcasm. I feel like she is able to portray that character well in that regards.
Speaking of the sarcasm, their mother. She's
Violet Bridgerton.
Love her.
She is one of the best characters. She really is. And I'm so glad that her character is going to also be in the new series, Queen Charlotte. We get to see her and Lady Danbury and Queen Charlotte, young girls, and then their growth up to now where we're watching Bridgerton.
Oh, that's fun. I didn't realize that. That's cute.
Yeah, so we'll get a little bit more there with her character, which I think is going to be cool. We'll get a little bit more background on her because she's very interesting. I really liked that she was, I don't know, she's kind but stern. And so it'd be fun to see kind of more of her background on.
Well, I love because she's a little sneaky too. Like I like how like she would like get over dramatic around the kids so that they leave her. Like, oh, I can't stand you, Mom. And she's like, finally, you're gone. Like, remember that? Like, just like, trying to get rid of you.
Yeah, she's like, watch your tone, and they're like, okay, no, I'm not gonna. We're gonna out.
Yeah. Love the actress they chose for her. Yeah, I think they chose her well. Yeah. Did love the mom in the book, Regina. Yes. All right, Rebecca up here, it mentions, I like what they did with the music.
I love the music.
Yes.
Oh, I love the music.
Yeah. They did such an incredible job, Desiree agrees, with kind of incorporating, obviously, the new music that we all know and love with, you know, piano concertos and shit.
Well, like, and finding the right, like, honestly, I can't say it exact, but like, I know there's certain, like, so I know they did, was the Madonna song, what's the Madonna song? Help me, guys.
Which one? Like a virgin?
No, Material Girl. They did Material Girl during a scene that, like, what I like is like the song represents the moment, but you don't hear the lyrics. You just feel the song, and you're like, oh, I know what you're doing there. I know what you're doing, and I like it.
I agree. If you can figure out what song it is, it tells us.
Taylor Swift Wildest Dreams song at some point.
Yes. And they put it in the right. It's not just like a random song, right? If you know the song,
it would belong.
Exactly. Exactly. So then when you hear it, then you're like, wait a second, and then you start feeling it, and it gets you into a whole different like mode.
A mindset.
What was that?
It puts you in the correct mindset.
Yes, but like, but it's like it's a little tricky. Like you have to like be like in the right. Like I don't think everybody gets that mindset, so it makes you feel a little special, I guess. You know, like, hey,
okay,
I know what you're doing.
I gotta make a quick comment about this. Desiree says the only other thing I'd want from the music is to do some kind of rap in their take on it. However, if that is a major interest of yours, and girl, I bet you're gonna say the same thing as me. I guarantee we're about to say the same thing.
Okay.
If that is an interest of yours, everyone needs to watch Dickinson.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Oh, is it? I haven't seen
So
Dickinson yet. Do they do that in
Dickinson
Dickinson?
follows Emily Dickinson and her story and her family in Amherst.
What's the actress that does that again?
Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. I've been wanting to.
It is such a fantastic show. And it does a similar thing where it incorporates kind of all races into the time period. It still has, a little bit of like the actual history of slavery and stuff going on during that show. But they get a little bit more leeway with it. And then as far as the music is concerned, this show fucking drops it. Like, in my life, I have never imagined that I would watch Emily Dickinson and all her friends literally get down to rap songs, but played in like those times. You've got to be fucking kidding me. It is absolutely epic. I watched it on, I think Apple.
It's on Apple Plus.
Yeah, on Apple.
TV. And it is
100%
unexpected and delightful. Like,
thank you.
You're just not expecting.
So is it?
Does
it give you like a little Hamilton feel? Is that what we're talking about?
So I've never seen Hamilton. I don't know.
Okay. I have seen Hamilton, and that because I feel like that is just the same all the way through. And this is
it's a musical, but that like.
Yeah, they meld it well, the modern with the old.
Adding it into, so it's not a musical, but they bring it in that,
in context at appropriate points where you think you're going to hear Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, and then it's just
not.
Get down.
No.
All right.
Yes, exactly that. They'll be at like a gathering and all of a sudden you think like you're gonna hear like Beethoven.
All right, we'll do a listening party.
I would love to do like a 1 episode watch party. We wouldn't be able to do it online. We'd have to like do a private with everybody. Thank you, Snoop Dogg. Like
or Snoop Dig.
Be honest. Right. It is so good.
It's big.
The characters are fantastic. The music is incredible. The costuming is great. And the background with all of her poetry, the way that they incorporate it. So each episode is a different poem of hers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they follow like the story based on her writing that poem at that time. And so it's really fucking cool. Anyways, like I could not give that show more props. So if you're if you wanted the rap, go watch Dickinson. You will not regret a moment of it. I guarantee. She said D-O-double-G.
That's my mom, for anybody that doesn't know. The other one, obviously.
Oh, there you go.
That's my Jersey mom.
Yeah, listening party sounds like fun. Yeah, definitely is like worth a watch, Dickinson. For someone who's, interested in like, different eras of show. I gotta say, Bridgerton was not exactly an era I had an interest in, but they did so well that I was like, when Des picked this book, I was like, fuck yeah.
So honestly, I liked the show, but I did not think I was going to care for the book, but I was surprised. I don't think I would have ever picked it up, honestly, and I didn't think I would laugh as much as I did. I laughed in a good way.
Yes.
Like the humor in it was really surprising.
We did think that, I think that maybe Dominique thought it was going to be allspice. I had a feeling because of the show that it wasn't. And I was like, damn, I'm hoping there's a little more spice in the book. Just, so I could relive it a little bit, reading alone.
Well, I don't know. See, I don't know. I've never really read romance. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if romance equals spice or if it's just like, just very romantically.
That was my first time reading a book on that of that type. I said that was my first time of reading a book.
Okay,
like that.
So you and me both. And so I thought it was going to be more like romantic, like sappiness, not that was just my assumption. I just assumed it was gonna be very sappy,
Yeah.
which is not bad. That's just my assumption, but there's a lot of humor involved. And
Night, Cherry.
yeah, I thought it'd be a little sappy and a little boring. Like, oh, okay, like how much sappy can we read? No, but
Your mom. I died.
I was.
Boring.
She didn't read. You didn't read it. What makes it boring? What's boring?
Maybe maybe.
I think she's saying you thought it was going to be boring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. But no, I was laughing, and the characters. I really connect with the characters, and no,
I agree. They're written well. I think they're easy to connect to, and whether you like them or hate them, you still have feelings about them.
Yeah. No, I don't. I can't. I didn't hate it at all.
No,
I mean, the first season came out when 2020, like we were all in lockdown, you know. And,
right?
It was really at that time.
Like, I crave anything.
Yes, and I was at home with a baby that size, and I was like, oh, it's a book series. Let me literally sit here and read all of these.
Perfect. When you're stuck under a baby, there's nothing better to do than to like read. It really is a good time for something like that, and to read to yourself without somebody who can like look over your shoulder and be like, "Ooh, mama, what you reading?" So
yeah,
it's a good
That's
time.
the thing. Like I was like I get a little embarrassed reading. It's like what are you reading? It's like, ooh, like I don't know what I read. Like,
Yeah,
give me a chance to figure it out.
I agree. I liked that this it was definitely different than I had expected it to be. I mean, like I said, I did watch the show, but that was different.
Yeah.
Than what I expected, and just pleasantly.
Yeah.
But again, with the book, I feel like, I already got all the extra magic from like the TV show, so I was able to kind of bring that back into the book with me. Had I watched it and read it in a different, direction, I'm not sure that I would have felt like there was as much magic in the book. But as you guys said, they really give a lot more life to all these characters. But I also like that I already kind of knew what they looked like. And so when these scenes would come up in the story, I was like, God damn, I already see it.
Yeah.
And in hearing, like when you're reading and you have someone's voice in your head, it's nice that I had already like kind of seen the show. So I do feel like all of the way that they spoke, like Daphne's character in the book translates so well to the TV show.
Yeah.
The way that she speaks and the way that like she only raises her tone slightly enough, and you can tell even in just reading the pages. And then when you see it in the show, you can see like she's trying to obviously keep control, but I don't know.
That's why I say she portrayed, like, she may not have looked the character, but both of them portrayed the character's essence very well. I think they did a very good job on keeping the character's essence.
Yeah, I mean, I've now seen the show twice and read the books twice, and I cannot separate them.
Yeah.
Like,
so when you're reading it and they're like blue eyes, you're like, who are you talking about?
My brain's like, no, that's not real.
So Prince Frederick is not in the book, if I remember correctly.
No.
I'm like, so every time like we would read like blonde hair, blue eyed, like I was like, Prince Frederick? Huh? And then we watched the show and I'm like, that motherfucker, he was such a good little addition. Just enough to make the Duke like jealous, which I loved. He did such a good job, and he is a sweet character that I was hoping like we would see like a major love connection for at some point, because you like really care for his character in the show. And you're like, but does he find a love? Like, I don't know.
Well, so I rewatched season 2 as well.
Okay.
And at the end of season 2, the Queen looks at one of the new characters that are introduced there and was like, so I have this nephew or whatever.
Oh, yes.
So I'm like,
you're right.
Oh, yes, he's so nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Should say your dad's calling.
Calling me? Like calling you? Then answer it. I don't understand that comment, honestly.
Oh, parents are too much. Oh my goodness. Your snort is too much.
I'm like, now Des has lots of visitors in her room.
Oh my God. She does. All right. So I'm just going to hop onto our comments really quick so we can actually get through them. Rebecca said, I have some feelings about Daphne's efforts. Curious to see how others feel. As sad as she was that she wasn't successful, I'm really glad she wasn't. It would have sucked to have that hanging over her poor kid's head its whole life. I'm glad things worked out for them in the end, but they both had to make big, hurtful mistakes to get there. I think everyone agreed. And Veronica, who had read with us in the past, and she hasn't read in a long time with us, popped in on that and totally agreed. Jessica agrees. I agree. Everyone agreed that what she did was very devious.
It's not okay.
And we were mad at her in that moment. I'm like, look, girl, you don't have to stoop. I was so mad at her.
Yeah, I was thinking, you don't have to stoop that low.
I agree.
So I took it as, you know, you got to think how little she was given, how immature she was in that state of mind. She was acting
You're not wrong.
accordingly to her maturity level. She was trying to mature quickly enough to be a wife with given so little at the time. So I, not excusing her behavior, but I'm understanding somebody in that position, how they would react in that state.
So
this is assault. I don't care what her state of mind is. It is what it is. Because if we were reading it the other way,
we would be pissed.
Yeah, it would.
We would automatically assume assault. It is what it is. But when it's a man, we just assume sometimes that it's not. And I don't think that that's fair. And so I was really glad that the book made us feel like what she did was wrong. And the TV show did a good job as well. Because there's a moment in the show when it happens and all you see is his face with no words. And I think that sometimes says more than any sentence or phrase, or you can't write that. And I think that he played in that moment one of the best moments that he did throughout the whole series, the show. But I feel like so many times, like, people want to add a lot of sound and a lot of noise and a lot of distractions in those kinds of moments in TV shows and movies to kind of distract us from this bad thing that's happening. And so when it got very quiet and all you saw was his face and how he felt in that moment, I was like, good. I'm so glad that they did that. They showed that men go through this too. And they did show that what she did was wrong. And in the book, I feel like it was described even worse than what they did show in the show. But I do feel like the show gave him that moment. Like, we did see his hurt and his pain and how betrayed he felt in that moment. And I know that we talked about betrayal last week. So we're bringing another betrayal into this week. But I think at the end of the day, when he said no, stop, wait, when we knew that he was drunk at the time in the book, when she took advantage of him in the show, assault is assault is assault. You know, there's no other way to write it. And I was glad that they didn't gloss over it.
Yeah. In the book, though, they have the, seed spilling conversation prior to this episode, where in the show they have that conversation right after. Right after she gets off of him, she's like, you lied to me. And then they have it out.
Right.
There was just something different about those two interactions to me. Like, I get that they're supposed to be the same interaction, but there was something different about those two interactions to me. The one in the book seemed way worse to me. Like, he is drunk. He is clearly vocally saying,
I agree.
And then afterwards he can't even speak. Like, he can't even get words out. And I was just, felt so bad for him.
The show, she didn't hold him in place, but she
does hold him in place. Like, she does
with her body.
Yeah. I didn't get that far watching today. I think I got up to like episode 2. But from what I remember, I'm pretty sure that she does. She uses as much little strength as she has.
Well, in the show, she stays on top of him and won't get off, even though he's like, come on, don't. Like, wait. And she knows that that's what he does not want and does it anyway. Assault. I mean, obviously. And then in the book, it was like, you know, more words were expressed. You know, she was a little bit more forceful in that way. But I don't know. I didn't like that about her. I was like, how do we come back from this? Because I don't like this about her character right now. And I don't feel like it's redeemable. Not in my eyes, not in most people's eyes. And if the roles were reversed, you know, would we try to gloss over it, I guess, you know, and say like, oh, well, she didn't really understand what she was doing, or she felt like in that moment she wasn't doing anything wrong. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say.
I mean, they were both wrong. The lie is wrong. But this is wrong on a different level. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I don't think that the two of their wrongs were equal.
No.
Yeah, the two wrongs don't make a right.
Oh,
Right.
That too, but then also if you think about like the time, obviously we're reading, and even in the show, the women are property, right? They're owned. So maybe
He makes
that's
a point
kind
to tell
of
her that in the
how.
book.
What?
He makes a point to tell her that in the book.
Right. So maybe that's the thought process behind it. Like in her mind, that's how she's going to justify it, that she wasn't doing anything wrong, because if he owns her, she owns him. So maybe that's how she's making it, justifying it to herself. But again, she had to be told what sex was, what the seed was, how a baby is made, how you know, all those things. So she
just learned about sex 2 weeks ago, guys.
In her defense, she really doesn't understand, I guess maybe in her mind, that she's assaulted.
Well, that's what I was talking
because
about, her maturity level of how she was when she got there.
Is it maturity level, or is it just knowledge of? Because there's definitely still a difference.
Naivety is no excuse, though, for any kind of assault.
I agree, Rebecca.
Use maturity level as an excuse to push yourself onto someone else when they're telling you no. So immature or not, everyone knows right from wrong. And when someone tells you that they don't want something, you don't have to be mature to understand that. She knew what she was doing. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if she was immature in the situation, in the scenario.
Well, that's true, because she didn't listen to him, and she should have listened to him.
Right. I agree. Yeah,
I agree, Rebecca. Simon would resent that kid.
100%.
But he did it in the end. He wanted that kid.
In the end, he changes his mind, because I think that, you know, they finally have a conversation that they should have had a long time before. You know, and sometimes conversations obviously lead to nobody being assaulted. So. But I don't know. I was very mad. I still don't forgive her for that. I don't care if he does.
That's his choice. That's on him.
Yeah. I mean, it's not my relationship. I'm just mad at this character, you know, for doing what she did. Because again, I think that sometimes it's easier to be mad at a man doing the same thing than it is to be mad at a woman doing it. So, and it's not portrayed as much. Not in books, not in TV shows, not in movies. It's not very often we see that. And when we do, it is made out to be a much more sexual thing. You know, like a woman is liberating some young boy, and that's what we're supposed to be led to believe. You know, then his maturity level is, you know, lower, but he's excited. And that's how it always is shown that way. And so it was nice to see that, like, it was someone of equal age. And, you know, maybe she didn't know the ins and outs of the birds and the bees, but she does know what's right and wrong. So we could probably move on from, holy shit, people talk to each other. Anyway, we can move on. Red light special. Oh my gosh.
Oh no, because I think I was trying to figure out the lighting in here. And
I was like,
God.
the baby
I
shower
was
is
wondering what
in
she's
my room.
doing for a second.
I was just
Hi,
it's
Vanessa.
getting
Welcome, babe.
dark.
Yeah, it is getting a little dark in there. I was like, that red light is fine. You get lit. It
All
looks
right,
good.
we'll do this.
It's good. Yeah, it gives you some light. It's fun.
There we go.
There you go. A little bit of light. Anyway. All right. So moving on. Oh my God, I broke my fork twice. Moving on from this, let's go ahead and pull up. Now, Featherington and Burbrook get married in the book. I don't remember that.
How did I miss that? What did I miss? I was skim reading so fast. What?
So,
who's
you know, we
Burbrook
got
again?
the whole background of Burbrook.
Remember Nigel that she punches at the beginning of the book?
Yeah.
And he kind of disappears. Yeah.
Little Nigel.
And then, was it in the show, or was it just in the show, or was it in the book that like he had gotten his maid or a maid pregnant, and then she was sent away with the baby?
That was just the show, I think.
Just the show. Okay.
Yeah, I want to say that was just the show.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting. I liked that because then I was like, how the fuck are Featherington and Burbrook doing a thing? But then they didn't anyway in the show because who knows? Anyways.
Nobody wants to marry Nigel. Ugh.
God, no. Nobody does.
Just send him off.
Mm-hmm. Send him away. His mom was so rotten.
Oh.
I hated her.
She was terrible.
Awful.
Didn't she ask to see her hips or something? She's like, stand up, girl, so I can see your hips.
Yes.
Yeah.
So gross. They do deserve each other. It's an epilogue, right? Yeah. Penelope. No, not Penelope. I'm sorry. Philippa. Is that the one?
I think so.
That they say in the book hooks up with Nigel? I don't know.
They're all P
I
names.
can't remember.
Yeah. All P names. All right. Teen, I got yours here. I really love that the show expands on the other characters. I think it might be one of those where the show is better than the book. Bitch, she said it.
I could see that.
I love the way the
Like,
show is
well-
colored too. I think it's just like really pretty to look at. And
What I did like about reading the book, I don't feel like I'm gonna like totally go against what I just said. Let me reword it. Reading the book, I feel like I got a little bit more in depth in the character to appreciate or understand the character more. But yeah, I don't think I got more out of the book.
right.
I think the book gave me more out of the character watching the show, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the two main characters, I feel like you really get a lot more in depth in the book about them. I just
But
feel like all those other side characters are just sort of forgettable in the book, and then the show
yes,
lets them like come to life.
yeah. And so I think, like, I guess it obviously just comes to Daphne and the Duke, where some of their behavior in the show, if it goes along with the book, you just, I don't know, you get a little bit more out of it. I feel like reading the book didn't give me any extra insight, if you will, but it did just connect me a little bit more, but not, I liked the book.
Yeah.
It made me laugh, but I definitely didn't need the book, if that makes sense.
No, I don't
Which
think that
doesn't-
anything more happens in the book that you don't get anyway in the show. And
Yeah.
oftentimes, a lot of things are really left out of the book because they don't have time.
Right, exactly.
So I feel like you can add a little bit more, especially because they have chosen to do a book per season. So they can definitely pull out a lot more. But if they only stuck to what was in the book, you know, instead of like Vanessa's saying, the show is just more drama. But if they only stuck to the book, then really you wouldn't get a lot more feel for the characters that they're going to then portray in further seasons. And
Yeah.
books, technically. I mean, you follow each, each brother and each sister, but even, Antony's story is next. And we just read this first book, but does it give you any insight onto who we're going to see next or whether or not we even care what happens to them? I don't feel like I cared at all one way or another what happened to Antony.
But we do.
But I do in the show.
The book did give us a lot of insight about Antony, so that the next season we're like, oh, I get you a little bit more. I understand why.
But in the season, we do get a little bit more of him, and we see kind of how he is the way that he is. And then in season 2, you actually get like how he became the Viscount of the family when his dad passed away, and how he feels about all that. So you do get a little bit more, and I do feel like without the extra drama, it would be a little boring.
Like, I don't want to say me not needing the book doesn't lessen the book. I'm just saying, like, it didn't. I enjoyed the book more than I realized I would, but I enjoyed the show just as much. And I like, had I just read the book, had I just read the show, I don't think I really am like, oh, one would. I mean, I will say the show would be better because you got a little bit more out of it, like you were saying, more characters and more of this. But if we're just sticking with the Duke and I can't think of her name, Daphne. I don't know. It's pretty almost equal to me. I don't to their specific story. I'm not sure which one I find greater.
Versus, yeah.
I mean, there was things in the book that weren't in the movie, and there were things in the movie or the series that were not in the book.
Yeah.
I'm
really trying to figure out like you know how like you watch you read books and then you're like, that wasn't in the movie. How can they not have that in the movie? The things that weren't in the show, I'm like, I understand it, and I'm not mad about it.
Well, and for it to be a series, they really had to expand on those other storylines, like Anthony's and Penelope and Eloise and all.
Benedict, we don't get much of the siblings in the first book as we do in the first season of the show, but I feel
like otherwise it would have had to have been just like a 90-minute movie, like it just would have had to have been like.
Yeah, I agree. If they were just to stick to the book, then they definitely could only have done a film. And instead we get a show. So Vanessa is saying that season 2 is shit. So for anyone who has seen season 2, do you agree?
I've only seen part of the season, so I can't really say.
Okay. Not definitively, but so far.
Wait, why is Rebecca asking somebody press the red button? I did not.
No,
no one pressed the red button.
You're good.
No, we're good.
Wasn't me.
Hi, Ashley. Welcome, babe. We're just about to wrap up our talk about Bridgerton here.
I mean, as far as...
Oh, good.
I just can't say as far as season 2 goes. I can't agree with her, or I can't disagree with her.
All right. Teen, what are your thoughts?
I enjoyed season 2. I mean, listen, there's no Regé-Jean Page, and I'm, devastated. Devastated. But
I would say devastated is a word, yeah.
But it's still fun. And it's almost like if this season had been the first season, I would have loved it. And then if you did season 2 with Regé-Jean Page, I would have been like, oh, you have me for life.
Right. They definitely could have switched that and really just like suck people in. So it did take a step down probably for season 2. But the female leads, Antony's prospects are absolutely flawless. They could not have been better. And they're gorgeous, and you want to root for them both, and you're finding yourself like so angry that you're like, no, her the whole time. Like, you feel it with him. You're like, who's he gonna choose? At the end, it's like I don't even know because I haven't read it. But
and I don't know if anybody else who saw season 2. I felt like it was just a retelling of Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew. The two sisters, the older sister is like, like I'm never getting married, and I don't, and he's got to make, he's got to make the older sister like him to get to the younger sister. Then ends up falling in love with the older sister.
That's exactly that. That's exactly
How did I not think about that?
Okay, let's see. If I hadn't read the book, season 2 would have been fine, but I didn't like the changes to the main characters. Okay, so that's something that since some of us haven't read season 2, or book 2.
I would assume as the series goes on, like most series of books, a lot of changes start happening because you start making the subtle changes that have that big ripple effect where you're like you cannot even touch on that because there's no way to do that because we went this route. So I get that. Like the beginning is so subtle, but as you go on, it does create a larger change.
Yeah. I think it's like a chain reaction. You know, like a drop in the water.
The ripples. Yeah. It's
So, Caitlin, I don't know why you're not getting the things. The only thing I can say is like when I post the link, maybe just go in and hit like there is an option to be notified of when it goes live. Yeah.
Or set an alarm. Set an alarm at X time.
Yeah. There is an option to like, be notified, but you have to like remember to go fucking find it. So
we set alarms, guys. We set alarms so we don't forget.
There was a lot of times when we were forgetting. We're like, oh my
gosh. That's interesting. So I definitely feel like had we not read this book together, I probably would have just left it at the show and I wouldn't have read it. But I am glad that I read it, and it does make me want to carry on with the rest of the series of books.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Over glorified drama.
Hey, sometimes we need over glorified drama. I'm not usually into it, but there's sometimes where I crave it.
Yeah. The link doesn't even show up when you go to the page.
Excuse me, pre-reader. Why do you need to be alerted? Don't you already know?
Rude.
Yeah, why is that even her name? Why should it? Her name should just be
Aren't you like
pre-reader.
reading a book for us right now? I'm just kidding.
Oh my god!
How dare you have a name?
Let me see if I go to the page. What happens? Let me see.
What does everybody else see? Like,
so right on top, if you go to the page, it should just be like the first thing that you kind of scroll down to. And it'll just say
maybe it's her settings. Are your settings wonky?
Wonky settings. And then let's see. I did pin it to the top of our featured for the group itself. So I don't know what's happening, babe. Maybe I'll have to tag you in it and see if that works for next week. Later. All right, let's see. Beautiful series, beautiful book series. Yeah, they really did well. It is beautiful. Beautiful. Stop comparing them, just enjoy them for themselves. That's probably a good idea. Sometimes to like leave well enough alone.
I think that's where I'm at, because there's somewhere you cannot not compare, and this one it's like so it's very close where it's like the comparisons are so you're getting like nitpicky.
Yeah.
Not nitpicky, but like particular,
Yeah, possibly.
I don't know if anybody ever read the series they based True Blood on, but I had to separate those two things.
Yeah.
Like I was like, these are not
the first 2 books. I never read them.
Yeah, I mean, I read them all a decade ago. I don't know, but I read them all, and I just had to separate because, like, one of the main characters in the TV show like dies in book 1, and like So
And
now in my head, I'm like,
Which
these
one? Just tell us.
alternate universes.
Just tell us. Who?
Lafayette.
Oh.
Lafayette.
They could not kill him off. He was the best. He carried the show.
He was the best
Wow.
character, and that's why I was like, "Well, these two are not the same thing."
Well, see, and that's what I mean.
yeah.
Like that's the ripple effect I'm telling about. Like just one small change at the beginning,
Yeah.
it changes everything.
I read True Blood. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, they're not even the same.
No.
Love the book
Oh.
and the show.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
yeah.
weren't they
don't think-
redoing the show?
Lafayette was so beloved that they could not kill off his character.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a plan from the get-go with the show, but they could not let him go. And thank goodness they did not.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
He
No,
was
he-
everything you needed every
Yeah.
episode. I loved his relationship.
He was needed.
Yeah.
Needed. Yeah.
God, the amount of shows and books and just like their differences, it's crazy. Another one is going to be, speaking of which, next month we are reading Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice together. It'll be my first read, which is great. I did love the film, but I have heard from big Rice fans that if you actually love Anne Rice and you actually read Anne Rice, then you absolutely fucking hated the show or the movie. And then now I've heard that a lot of them, because they came out with a show that started last fall, and I can't remember which station it's on, but I don't have it. I haven't been able to watch it. Anybody know what station it's on? I don't know.
I forget which one. It is.
Paramount or Peacock? I can't.
Yeah,
remember.
it's like one of the ones that I can
Paramount.
really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be able to watch it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. But I mean, the show or the movie we should be able to watch.
I remember the original Interview with a Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was was done from the adaptation of Anne Rice's book.
You're talking about the Tom Cruise one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
I read this book literally 20 years ago because I had like just moved out of my mom's house. So I can't remember. I can't remember the differences between the book and the movie at this point. Like, I mean, I've seen the movie several times, but like 20 years. I can't.
Well, see, I saw the movie when I was little, and I can't fully remember it honestly, because I think I watched it just like in snippets. Like I never watched it straight beginning to end. I never read the book. I never read any of Anne Rice's books, to be honest. It just
I've never read any of her books either, so
I think it'll be a fun read for us for some.
I'm excited.
Some of us who read it obviously 20 years ago to reread again.
Yes.
And then someone who says that the movie is dumb and I can't bring myself to watch the show. Like, this is a fan of the book, so I'm really excited to read it together so that we can. And
to be fair, 20 years ago, I hated reading, and I did not like to do it.
Yeah, it's not the same. You know, life changes and your interests change, and so this month is going to be hard. I read this book.
That's so funny, Dominique, that you say that, because it's 20 years ago that I literally started reading.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's when I started.
Yeah.
No, that was the senior year. I picked up a book and read it for fun. I had never done it before then because I hated fucking reading.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't until then, or
Yeah,
I was
drinking a lot.
20 years ago. 20 years ago,
and then
Vanessa
you
and I were
realize you could
drinking,
drink
not
and
reading.
read. You didn't know you could do the both at the same time. Once you figured you could do them both, it's like amazing.
20 years ago, the only reading I did was like songs on a jukebox. So I think Vanessa and I are the same 20 years ago. Maybe even 10 years ago for me. But,
Maybe just yesterday. I don't know.
maybe just yesterday. You can be drunk and read. Songs on a jukebox.
You can. You don't retain it all, but you can.
Yeah. She said, nah. All right. Rebecca has not read the book, watched the movie so long I don't remember it. All right. Well, and this is another one where the adaptation of characters from book to movie and from book to show is completely different. characters are changed. So, get ready to be mad about that. I know that a lot of big Anne Rice fans were like, why did they let Black people at all be the main characters? And they don't understand it. But I don't give a fuck. If they can play the character well, that's just me. So I don't really see like what the big deal is. A lot of people are very mad about it, but I don't fall in love with like the character because she's blonde hair and blue eyed. You fall in love with the character because their fucking attitude or the way they respond to people, or what their development looks like. And I personally have never felt like that had anything to do with how they look. But
if somebody's good, they're good, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'll say it. Like, I feel like there's certain times where it's like, what are you doing? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But again, if like the Bridgerton, they made it so like of a different world.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like it when you're trying to portray it like very historically. It's either historically, make it historic, or it's not.
Well, I think that as an audience, we can all tell when a studio or a film is like pandering to us and trying to be like, look at how woke we are.
Well, that's what I mean.
It's feeling authentic.
Well, and that's where like I will be straight up like I don't like the woke crap. I don't sell me something. Don't try to sell it just because you're trying to get it. But there are times where it does make sense. Like I said, Bridgerton, they made it a whole world. Yeah. A whole new, and it made sense, and I loved it. I can't remember Interview with the Vampire, so I can't say straight off the bat.
Well, then we have a fun month ahead of us for Caitlin.
Yeah.
It won't be so because she's read it 1,000 times. Girl, just fuck it. Like, back to your old notes and shit and just show up on Sundays. Let's just chit chat about it. Speaking of which, couple of things. So one, for anyone who is going on our Novel Bitches book club retreat, your books to read and your itinerary have been mailed out. None of you guys who aren't going can see that until everyone else does. So we won't show you guys.
That's on you.
The gals have already received it, and then we'll make you jealous.
Should they just see it after it's been done? Maybe.
Right. Maybe we'll just make them wait, and that's what they get for not going.
We'll see.
Secondly, we have our unboxing for Interview with the Vampire tomorrow night at 6:30 Pacific time. I know, you guys, we try to do it earlier, but who the fuck can do earlier on a Sunday? Really? Anyway, our calendar page for next month. Very pretty.
Very appropriate.
Very appropriate.
Very nice.
And then we recently announced our June book, Secret Life of Bees. Very pretty. So, all right. Now, we're going to get into the nitty gritty, bitches. We have to vote. We got to give our bitches reviews on both the book and the TV show and decide which one was better.
1 to 5, because my brain always wants to go to 10.
Yes,
yes,
1 to 5. So we only have to ever show one.
So instead of doing 10, like the halves, so like 1.5 is 2.
Well, consider I'm holding my phone with one hand, so I can only do one hand.
Yeah, so teens, sit on your other hand.
Oh.
She means while you reread the book. Or maybe
next
one, or maybe while you're watching the series.
I talk with my hands a lot, so my dad would tell me, sit on your hands when I was talking.
Yeah, well, that's probably all of us. Yeah. Tie your hands behind your back and you're mute.
Yeah, right. You're like
right.
Wait.
So let's start with the book. This is kind of our bitch rating system. Very simple. Obviously, we could go more into depth than we usually do, but we're going to start with the book. So everybody, what 1 to 5 is your rating for Bridgerton, The Duke and I by Julia Quinn? I'm gonna give it a 3.
I did 4.
Yeah,
I
would recommend it.
I chuckled a lot, same as you. So I'm going to give it a 3 only because I enjoyed the whole thing.
Right.
But I'm not going to recommend it to anybody. If I'm being honest.
Read this. I don't know.
Who am I going to recommend it to? Anybody that I would know, I definitely would be like, nah, I don't know. It's probably not for them.
Well, I would tell them like, hey, if you want something funny, unsurprisingly funny, check it out. That's how I'd recommend it.
All right. The book has that looks like 3.5.
3 rings and a slipper.
3 diamonds and a slipper. Okay. Kaylin gave it 4. Regina gave it 4, and Vanessa gave it 4.
Nobody used the diamond.
Oh.
Well, we got diamonds right here.
Oh yeah, there
is that.
Rebecca
Yeah.
did.
All right. So I would say that our average is currently about a 3.5 for this book. So we'll have to fill that out on our little calendars. Cute. All right. And now the TV show. What is your rating for the TV show?
No.
Because if it's
Loved, we'll
watch again. If Loved, Will Watch Again is number 5, then I'm going to give the TV show 5 because I would watch it. Probably just
at 5 because
I'd watch it again.
I did to watch it again.
Yeah, I would say Desiree said 4. So we got show here. She gave it a 4.5.
So is this our first Screens Better Than Paige?
This is our first so far.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa gave the show 1 diamond.
Oh.
She dropped our average down, so now we're gonna have to figure out what the heck that is.
We can't do the math, Vanessa. You messed it up, so you do the math.
I was kidding. She gave you the 1 diamond that you wanted.
Oh,
Okay.
just kidding.
All right,
Vanessa.
Regina gave
You have
the
no homework.
show, separate from the book. We got the show is 5 diamonds here. We've got 5. Vanessa, now you just said book is better than girl. I think I'm confused.
I also wonder,
but I would
wonder how our missing bee would vote.
I don't know if I want to watch the show yet.
So can we get a text?
Can you
text her? You think you could text her real quick for a little insight?
You know what? I will. I'll text her.
I just wonder.
If they give me
I feel like she would be like, I can't listen to all those British people.
I could honestly see her saying something like that too. That's the sad part.
It is. It's gonna be watched. I'm gonna tell her everybody's dying to know.
Hopefully, she's able to respond.
Yeah, I hope she is.
We're like all on anticipation.
Obviously, carried on with her baseball today. I got a light on in here. I'll be like, get the fuck out. I ain't watching that shit. Exactly.
It's too cold for baseball.
That's what she's probably going to say. I didn't watch that shit. We all know. But we'll get her book reading at least, I'm sure of it. So as of right now, I would say that this one's rated pretty high. I think Desiree gave it a 4. And
which was higher than her book rating.
And then Rebecca gave it, Rebecca gave it a 4.5. So I would say with all of our 5s, we're probably around like a 4.8 for the show, which does mean that this is our first show is better. And that'll be a bubble for our, she said you have a fixed rating for the show. Yeah. Yeah, you put 5, right? 5.
No, take back.
I'm very confused because, bitch, you put 1 diamond and then 5 diamonds. So you're gonna need to elaborate, I think, just so we're sure here. I'm not sure if Anna will let us know, but once we hear from her, I will announce her score. All right. It is 5. Okay, good. So she is differentiating. Obviously, if you just watched the show or just read the book, these are what your scores would be. And that's what we are doing. And then you can say whether or not, though, you preferred the book to the film or the show. So I preferred the show, but only by 2 stars. So Nothing yet from her. All right, you guys. We are going to pop up this month's giveaway from Des. See what it is here. Let me go over. And here's our giveaway.
Pretty.
Very pretty.
For this month, Lady Whistledown Society Papers. Dear gentle reader, this is but a simple reminder you are a diamond unlike any other. Yours truly, Lady Whistledown. Love it. Love it. That is so cute. It's a cute little necklace. Where did you find it? Etsy? Fucking Etsy, right?
She made it.
Yeah.
She
hand carved it.
Her bare hands.
Gorgeous. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Des, are you announcing our winner tonight or tomorrow? I don't remember. I'm sorry. Tomorrow. Okay. We will announce our winner of this tomorrow. Let me pop this. I don't know how you pop down the thing, Des.
Just
rating. I never know how to get rid of that.
I don't know if they get entered in these contests, but like, does Mr. Grizzly get to get the necklace if he?
He needs to
read the book and participate in the
book discussion.
Oh, maybe he didn't read the book. Gotta read the book.
Yeah, no, showing up.
We could tell. We could tell. Chiming in is fun. We enjoy people chiming in, but if you're not participating in exact book conversations.
Trying to turn off the fan, so we'll see if I.
But we do encourage pop-ins. Pop in.
Yeah, we do appreciate that.
It does give us a little something extra to talk about, but if they want to, they have to contribute to the book reading.
Yeah, to be able to win the prize. Yep. All right, Lady D would love that. Lady D, who's Lady D?
Des is saying, I'm Lady D. It's me. Lady Danbury, maybe?
Oh, yeah. It's very Lady Danbury looking necklace. You are a diamond. All right. Okay. So I think that wraps up our book discussion. I'm glad we finished this book and we are starting a new one tomorrow. Very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Along with an unboxing. So for those who haven't opened it, you get to, your book is right on top if you don't want to wait and want to start reading.
I think I saw Rebecca said she actually waited. Hers is not open.
Yeah, a lot of people. Nope, that's upside down. All right, so we are going to, there are no chapters and no breakdowns.
Put my camera here.
It's very difficult. So the way we're going to be reading it, and I will post the schedule. You did not open. Go, girl. There you go. I will post the schedule as I do. But we are going to be reading part 1 through page 72. So we're going to start there through page 72.
Do you think
I'll post it tomorrow?
And those are for people who have that particular book, right? Because different books have different.
It's about the same. I did go and kind of compare between like probably the 2 or so main books that anybody would actually have. So this version, if you have that,
is the one that it's based off of.
Mm-hmm. Digitally, it's going to get very difficult. I would have to. Okay, that one I have no fucking clue.
Okay, all right. All good.
So we are going to, what we will have to do is like, everyone's going to have to like skim. We're going to have to like put it in our schedule. Like if you're digital, you're going to stop here. We'll just put a little pic. Maybe.
Can everybody like take a picture of the last page to share?
She's already been enjoying her box contents, girl.
Wow.
Ooh, you know, I'll just get your final page count and then math it out. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta find my book though. I boxed
Good job, Caitlin. That's fun. I have a Sorry game from the 70s that we play.
What is your publication on your book there, Teen?
Well,
what version is that one?
My publication date is
Let's play a game. Yeah. Who can get the oldest version?
Mine's 1977 as well.
Oh,
So you guys are probably reading the same
so you
version.
guys could like go along together. Figure it out.
Like older than me as well.
She's so funny. The book's older than me. Her version.
God, I'm older than the book.
You're too much.
There's always gonna be one of us.
Okay, so Anna did chime in. She gave the book 3 diamonds, and she said never watch the show.
It never will, right?
Yeah. Just as expected. There we go.
Didn't leave us down. Didn't let anybody
Yeah,
down.
not let anybody down.
No.
I would have been shocked as shit if she watched it and was like, "Oh my god, I like the show." Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. She would watch it if it was like Yellowstone. Or she watched something called The Night Agent. I think it's on Netflix right now. She said it was long. She like binge
I watched that one.
I was a little surprised we watched that all together, but she said it was great.
I like that one.
So there you go.
It was interesting. It felt a little cheesy, but it was good. Was that a book?
No.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm not 100% sure on that.
I felt a little cheesy, but good cheesy. Like it's like what am I watching? But it ended up good.
Night Agent is good. Well, so we will then obviously work on where everybody stops.
We're in this together.
We're in it together, yeah. I have the digital version as well, but it's like if you put it on like full screen versus like half screen, it's like where you even stop. Who knows? Some people have
and then how big your font is.
I was gonna say I make my font like
granny
you got the
big.
littlest font, you got the biggest font, like it makes a difference.
We'll you make it so your glasses don't have to do all the work.
Yes. Like I just want to take these off.
I feel like sometimes I just want my eyes to relax, and so I make my
phone. Oh, I agree with you, Tina. I like to take these things off to read, but I have to have them to read.
Oh no.
I will do this. I will bust out my book and take a picture of the page for everybody. So when you get to that, we can go ahead and make sure that everybody is stopping. Yeah, grandma font. I love it.
Yeah.
It's like my grandmother, as soon as we bought her the iPhone, she was like, I can't read any of this. And I was like, got you. I got you. 3 taps, bitch, and you're woo! She's like, I would never be able to do this. Bitch, stop dinging me. We will get off in a few minutes. Calm your titties.
I do feel awkward when I'm sitting next to someone and then they're on their phone and their font is like that big. I'm like, I can see like you're playing a game of cards. And you're like, stop showing me.
It makes me mad that the font is so large that they cut a word like there.
Oh yeah.
But
you're like looking and you're like at the DMV. I'm like, I really don't want to read your text.
I'm like, that's fucking how my 8-year-old writes his sentences. He'll move like a fucking letter down that should not be moved down. Like squeeze it in. Just squeeze it in. But no. Yeah. Anyway. So we'll hop off shortly here. I gotta say, I wanted to pick True Blood to read and watch this year just because I fucking love the show so much.
I love the show.
I wanted to, but I was like, I can't pick 2 vampires in 1 year. Would kill me.
Well, not just 2 in 1 year, but you did one last year.
And I did one last year. I did October, yeah. So
I'm not
hating a theme.
At all.
I do have a theme. Yeah, I love vampire stories. It's not like I've read a ton of them, but when I really like them, I'm like, I just want to like share.
Well, what's fun is they can make them so different.
They can, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's never too many vampire books. Bitch, I agree. And Teen, you didn't read it with us last year, but we read the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires.
That is how I got invited to this group.
Hey.
I was ranting about it on another page, and Desiree was like, "You want to join our group?" And I was like,
and then your first book with us was January, right? That was with Crawdad Sing. Was that the first one?
No, I read the Christmas book.
Oh yeah, you did. Okay.
Yeah, I read the Christmas book.
You did. All right. Well, thank goodness she, stole you. But yeah, that was a good.
Well,
book.
Thank you for staying for that one. I don't know how you felt about that one. I forget.
There is always next
Christmas book.
Yeah, it was
cheese
it was
tastic.
it was a Christmas book, right? It was a Christmas book.
It was a Hallmark Christmas book.
It was. I was trying to keep. Anna had picked 2 wonderful Christmas books, and I was trying my hardest to like keep up with her. So that's all I'm gonna say.
But I enjoy them all. It's not like, you know.
Well, we'll see what happens for our Christmas book next year, because I'm going to bet that since I am stuck picking December's book next year, it will not be a Christmas book.
Maybe it'll be a vampire Christmas book. Let's see if those exist.
That would be an interesting twist.
Do they exist? We'll find out, I guess.
You know what we'll do? We will read which Twilight book
Rebecca,
is that?
where are you? Write our book.
A Twilight
that is
book that
Vampires in Christmas.
Place in Christmas
Vampires
time?
No, not Christmas time per se, but yes, they have Christmas that happens. I think it's in like the last. I think it's in book 4, movie 5.
There's a Christmas scene?
There is, yeah, they celebrate
you
Christmas
take presents
together.
to Charlie. I recall this.
Yeah, Charlie's.
All right.
Yeah, and then also as far as the books are concerned, that one was it's like set during winter.
Okay.
Part of it, anyway. Oh, and the big fight scene is winter. Vampire one, you guys might be reading Twilight next year. And we'll just skip all of them and go to book 4.
We're going to start with book 4. We assume you're caught up.
That will not be our December book for next year. I can promise you guys that.
Well, everybody's reading like 1 through 3 right now.
Yeah, everybody's got to read like all.
And they're like, wait, what? Wait,
so fucked up is if I made everybody think that they were reading that for December next year, and everybody read the first 3 books, and I was like, "That's not the book. It's fine." Oh, what a dick! All right, you guys. Found 2. All I Want for Christmas is a Vampire and a Vampire Christmas Carol.
Vampire Christmas Carol sounds amazing.
We might have a Vampire Christmas Story next December.
We might have to just read that on the side for fun and kicks and giggles.
Yeah, maybe just, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. All right. We can say goodnight now because everybody's got shit to do and would like to go to bed. And we will see you all tomorrow for our unboxing. Have a good night, bitches. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night. I don't know where the button is on my end, so if somebody can